It's rant time, boys. Let's talk about parenting. Woohoo! So, if you follow your boy on the Talk of the Tick, you would know that yesterday I posted a TikTok right after something happened where I ranted about bad parenting. And I'm gonna go, now that I've even though I'm recording the same day, it took about an hour to calm down and all that fun jazz. Essentially, what happened was I was using the restroom, which my house is pretty small. The living room, okay, so the living room would be like right here. Over here would be the restroom, and then over like on the other side, there's like a little hallway, and then there's my room on the other side, essentially. So obviously, if the living room's right here, the bathroom's right here. There's just a small wall in between them, and obviously it's a small hallway, so I can hear through the door. But my grandma was in the living room on the phone. I go to use the restroom, and then I start here pretty much talking trash about me and my cousin, because we're not 100% perfect, and our rooms are somewhat messy. Although, in her defense, my cousin's room is an absolute trashhole. But mine, the floor's kind of messy. I'm willing to admit that. And some stuff needs dusted. But other than that, mostly everything is clean. I mean, there's some stuff here and there. Like, I'm looking at some stuff on my lower stand. But, like, that's just a simple sweeping like I'm doing now mid-video. It's not like it's anything insane. It's just... It'd probably take maybe an hour or two tops, and that's if I get every nook and cranny. So, but it pissed me off because that's not the only thing. It's just been added on top of more stuff recently, which gave me this reason to rant about bad parenting and overprotective parents especially. So I think what I'm gonna do to talk about this is tell the rest of the stuff I deal with. And then kind of just let you guys tell your opinions and some stuff you may go with and deal with in the comments. And if you want to talk about it with your boy, if you relate somehow after I tell everything I deal with, my Twitter is @TheGreatGotenYT. It will be in the description, or what are social media? I think you could whisper me on Twitch, but I think you have to be following me. So Twitter's probably best bet because you can DM me even if you don't follow me, which you should follow me, but if you don't want to, you just want to talk, that's fine too. Maybe for this video, I'll put my Twitter at the top of the description if you want to chat with me specifically. But to get started with some of the stuff, and I know some people's situations are worse, that's the entire point. Since this is kind of tell my life in a way, but since I've been little, I've always had to deal with bad parenting. My mom, this is the reason I have actually terrible lungs. Good old secondhand smoke. My mom, when she was younger, she had me when she was, I believe, just turning 18, a couple months after she turned 18. So she was still a reckless teenager. So one story I remember specifically, I was in a car with her and a bunch of her friends and family, younger family, and they got pulled over. I was stuck in the back corner in a car seat, and the entire car was full of smoke from them smoking. So I'm sure that didn't help my lungs. I didn't get a great start with that. And she's continued to smoke around me in the car until it became illegal in my state a couple years back. Luckily, I live with my grandma most of my life. The one good thing she did is make sure nobody smoked in the house. They had to go on the porch or somewhere else outside at the very least. And then my mom had a couple good years. My middle school years, she wasn't a bad parent. And then high school hit, and her second child hit, which was fine. Everything was great the first half of 9th grade. And then the father of my sister showed up. He moved up from Florida. And it just went to hell. 5 months later, she abandoned me, essentially, for him. Took my sister and went and moved in to some house And my grandma had to come home. She was staying out with her mom, for context, because her mom's, she had a heart attack, and she's in her 80s, I believe, late 80s. So it makes sense to be out there with her instead of her being by herself. So that happened about junior now, so almost 2 years ago. And then I spent that entire following summer in a court battle over custody of me between my mom, father, and grandma. So my grandma was the best option. That's why we're saving her for last, and she's the one that I live with currently. Until the day I turn 18, then I'm moving out. I don't care if I can afford a great apartment or not. I'm not dealing with this bullshit any longer than I have to. But let's get to my dad now. My dad is honestly slightly better than my mom in some aspects. He actually cares about me. It's just the way he is. He's a control freak or narcissist, whatever. I don't think narcissist is the correct word. He doesn't try to control like women or anything. It's just for his son, your boy. He's terrible. He pretty much growing up, wasn't terrible early on, but he would make me eat this is a big reason why I'm such a picky eater now, honestly. Oh, excuse me. It's because he'd force feed me things. He'd force me to eat new things instead of, asking, hey, you want to try this? Something as simple as asking instead of trying to force it down my throat. That sounds weird as hell saying that, but that's what happened. He would force me to eat certain tons of different foods, which is the reason I'm such a picky eater and don't like to try new things now. And he would force me to do tons of things I didn't want to do instead of, at least asking. If he asked, I'd probably do way more things with him now still. He kind of does now, but it took me getting in his face and having an argument with him at his marriage. Almost a year ago, I think. Yeah, it was last January, not this one that just passed, the previous one, 2019, I believe, when he got married. He was divorced with a chick like a couple months later, so it's not shocking. But at least he was smart enough to sign a prenup. But yeah, essentially, he's a control freak. That's the best way I can say it. And he's some other things, but I probably shouldn't say them because I'll probably get demonetized, right? Moving on to the one that I live with now, my dear grandmother. She was fine at first. When I was younger, she's very overprotective. But when I was younger, that helped keep me out of from meeting the wrong people and getting in trouble or anything. But once I hit like the age of 15, it started to become a problem. Because I wanted to go hang out with friends and I couldn't. Either I'd have to ask ahead of time. She'd have to meet the parents. She'd have to meet the kids. She'd have to have a hour-long conversation with the parents. I remember in 5th grade, she literally stayed at the end of the driveway of a friend's house I stayed at for his birthday. That's fucking she's psychologically fucked. She wonders why all of her kids are terrible people. Well, 4 out of 5 can't stay out of prison, for your information. 3 out of 5 can't. One's just now, I think, gone a year without being in jail or prison, and my one's my control freak dad. So, and then one of my uncles is pretty chill on that side of my family. He doesn't have too many issues, at least compared to his brothers. So, but I don't want to say too much about that. I don't want to give any super personal stuff away, obviously. But back to her. Her biggest issue is not letting me do simple things. Like, I can't even walk down our road to, get a little bit of exercise in like I used to without telling her, for one, or her being home. So that's fun. I still do. I just don't tell her. And she doesn't watch her content, so we're good. But essentially, I just can't do basic things a teenager does. I can't even hang out with friends. Like, she says I'll be able to go to a friend's house once I get my license, but I guarantee, but she said that before. When I turned 16, you can go hang out with your friends. That didn't happen. Oh, when you do this, oh, that didn't happen. When you get your license, it's gonna be, it doesn't happen. She'll either, like, make me ask her for my keys or some stupid shit. Or whatever she tries to do. So that's fun. And more recently, she's been an absolute bitch because of some things. Like, you know, sweeping and mopping my room, which granted, yeah, I know you want me to clean my room, but, like, maybe, you know, simply asking me for the first time, you know, by not yelling, clean your fucking room, maybe I'd be more inclined to fucking do it. Maybe I'd be more inclined to do the dishes. Maybe I'd be more inclined to do laundry more often. Maybe I'd be inclined to do more stuff independently if you didn't bitch at me to do it. Ever think about that? Probably not. And if I call her out on that shit, she'll be like, oh no, I didn't do it. Oh no, no, that's not me. I said this in the TikTok. She brags about my GPA. She brags about the fact that I got a job. She brags about the fact that I'm about to get my permit because I'm a lazy cunt and haven't got it yet, but I'm working on it. She's bragging that I'm gonna get my license really soon as well. She's bragging that she bought me a car, which I'm thankful for. Don't get me wrong. The thing's a piece of shit, but she got it for cheap, so I can't blame her. I'm not gonna complain about it. That part I'm grateful for, don't get me wrong. I'm grateful for some of the stuff she's done for me. But at the same time, we have to be more mutual on some stuff here. I should be able to go hang out with friends without you having to meet the parents, have like an hour-long conversation with them, meet the kid. Like, she's insane on some things. She's far too strict. And it makes me hate her. I'm not gonna lie. Don't get me wrong. Respect, yeah, it's a thing. But to be respected, you have to give respect. You have to allow me. If I make a mistake, that's on me. I've told her this. If you don't let somebody make a mistake, how are they supposed to grow, for one? How are they supposed to know not to make that mistake in the future if you're just gonna make them... She always complains about how I'm always in my room just playing video games or on the PC recording for YouTube. So it's the fact that I want to make it a career. It's because she doesn't let me do anything else. But then she complains about it. And then she complains about all these basic things. I have nobody to... And this is the worst probably part. If I ever have a problem, I have nobody to talk to. Because if I go to her, she'll just... One of two things will happen. She'll use it against me later and do nothing to help me, or say I'm depressed and try to get me back to try to force me back into therapy. So I have nobody to talk to if I ever have an issue. Like, it's a terrible situation. And I'm happy, hopefully, some people watching this don't have to go through some bullshit like that. Hopefully they have a much better family life. But I've been noticing more and more that for my generation, our parents fucking suck. Granted, we're kind of assholes sometimes too, but we get that from our parents. If you're a parent, you're supposed to teach your child. Your child is supposed to look up to you and learn from you. But if you're a fucking asshole to them, what do you think they're gonna do? If you don't get along with them, do you think they're gonna get along with you? No, that's not how it works. I could probably rant about this for another hour, but I'm gonna try to cut it here because we're already almost at 15 minutes. So if you stuck through this entire video, thank you. Once again, if you need somebody to talk to, Twitter's in the description. You can DM me. I'll almost always respond. Unless I'm in like school or working, I'll always be there to respond. And if you're in a situation like this, don't worry. There's other people that have done it, have to deal with it too. And there's ways to get help. Honestly, I speak to more people that are a lot cooler people online, or like my best friends, than I do my family about any of my problems. So there you go. Now granted, the other half of my family is pretty chill. It's just they're further away, so I can't speak to them really as frequently. So I don't have a problem with them. But the people that I've lived with have been terrible parents / legal guardians, if you want to say that for my grandmother. But anyways, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. I don't plan on doing more videos like this unless it helps somebody. If it did, let me know, either in the comments or in DMs on Twitter. And I'll catch you guys in the next one, I guess. I didn't plan on making this video, by the way, but your next video should be a funny gameplay video. So, yeah, I'll catch you then.